Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. Thank you so much for being here. Pleasure to have you here on this fine day. You're looking good up there on the ceiling. How am I doing? How am I looking, all right? Thank you. That's rhetorical. It's not a two-way thing here. Welcome to the show. I do this once a week here. It's the video version of what I do every weekday. And it's a pleasure to be with you. I do this show every weekday. It's crazy. I don't know why either. Hold on one second. I'm getting a call. Go do something. Go. I'll be with you in just a second. All right. Very good. Hey, I don't know when you're watching this, but recently when I'm taping this show, Herschel Walker did not win the Senate seat in Georgia. And I would never vote for him to be a state senator because that would be embarrassing. But I'm kind of chagrined because I'm going to be missing out on all the comedy. All right, fine. I mean, Herschel, a great football player, I got to say. But to be a state senator, no. That's like asking Mitch McConnell to be a wide receiver. It just doesn't make any sense. In any event, that's over, thank God. All right. I've been speaking to people during the week, and I should have learned never speak to people during the week because it's depressing. So I was speaking to this young lady who we were talking about something. I don't know how this came up. We were talking about dinosaurs. I think it's because of the new Jurassic Park movie thing that came out a couple of months ago. All the Jurassic Park movies are exactly the same. It's animals, especially dinosaurs, that get out of control because they are programmed to be out of control, but then that gets out of control. And then the dinosaurs chase the people around, eat them up, and then at the end, everything's fine. They contain the dinosaurs, and the nasty person dies. And I just named the plot of every Jurassic 1 through 17. Anyway, so I'm talking about this, and this lady says to me, she says, I wasn't around back in the days of the cavemen and the cave people, but they seem to get along with dinosaurs just fine. And I said, whoa. Could you repeat that in a different language? Because I think I misunderstood your English interpretation of whatever you just said. Did you just tell me that you believe that the dinosaurs and humans existed on the planet at the same time? I said, yeah. Don't you watch the Flintstones? Oh my God. Am I being over dramatic? Oh my God. Now, if you're one of those people watching this show and saying, yeah, Ron, what's the problem with you? What's wrong with you? Or why are you overreacting like this? Yeah, dinosaurs and people. So, cavemen. There were dinosaurs and they coexisted. Oh my God! No. Dinosaurs went extinct. They don't know exactly why. It could be an asteroid hitting the planet or something like that, or maybe bad clams at a restaurant. I have no idea, which will also do it to you, wipe out civilizations. But dinosaurs were extinct from the planet. Humans didn't come along until 63 million years later. 63 million years. That's the space between a dinosaur not living on the planet and humans beginning to live on. 63 million years in between. No, they never existed on the planet at the same time. Now, some species of the dinosaurs in various odd different ways, like crocodiles and even birds to some extent, but no dinosaurs. They 63 million years apart from each other. So how do you explain the Flintstones? Oh my God, this is becoming like really frustrating, and this is why I don't talk to people very much. I explained to this lady, well, you know, the Flintstones was a cartoon program. And she said, yes, and it was also a documentary based on actual facts. So, who told you that? Who told you that? Oh, man. Oh, God. Anyway, people are not the smartest things on the planet. They're really not. I think some of the instinctive species are a little bit more into intelligence than human beings are. And the more I talk to human beings, the more I realize this intelligence thing is overrated amongst the humans. I don't know. There was a cartoon show that I watched as I was growing up, and it was the Jetsons. How many of you, raise your hand that I can't see, raise your hand if you watch the Jetsons at any part of your life. Now, if you're a millennial, Generation X, Generation M, Generation P, W, Z, any of those generations, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about. And I know you're probably saying, Ron, we never know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, I get that. The Jetsons was a cartoon show very similar to the Flintstones. Same producers and creators, Hanna-Barbera. But the Jetsons were what people thought the future would be like in a cartoon version. And they were off by quite a bit. The Jetsons, can you name the Jetsons? Can you do this? Do you care? Are you still watching? You still there? You still up on the ceiling? There was George Jetson. He was the father. And his wife was Jane. And their kids were Elroy and Judy. Astra was the name of the dog. Rosie, I believe, was the robot. Of course, the robot maid had to be a woman. And George Jetson, the lead character, worked for Mr. Spacely, who owned Spacely Sprockets. I know. Partially, I had remembered that. Basically, I had to look it up. Anyway, it's like this generation being able to name the Brady Bunch. Tom, Giselle. I think that's different. I think I got that wrong. Anyway, the idea of the Jetsons in cartoon form was that this is what they thought that the future would be like, and they had flying cars. They were little tiny spaceships, two-seaters, and they would fly around. And Spacely Sprockets was this was, I don't know if it was on the planet Earth or where it was. And their maid was a robot. The only thing that rang true of the Jetsons, robot-wise, is that the only robots we really have now in our society for the consumer would be those little Roomba vacuum cleaners. I watched the commercials for those automatic little discs that vacuum your house when you're not there, and they just roam around, bump into things, and clean whatever may be in the way. I know technologically it's a little more advanced now, but not much. And all of those commercials that you see on television for that robot vacuum cleaner, you never see a dog in it. You know why? Because I don't think dogs put up with that crap. I don't think a dog would just sit there and go, well, there's the robot vacuum cleaner, whatever. No, I think they bark at it and go nuts. I never see dogs in those commercials, and I think that's why. I find that humorous. So the Jetsons, that show was 1962, 63. I think it was only a year long, really, the original version. Way off. Then there was a movie. It was my favorite movie for many, many decades, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Are you still listening to this? 2001: A Space Odyssey, and that was like a prediction of what space travel would be like now. It's not that. We went to the moon a couple of times, thanks to President Kennedy, back in the 60s, man. That was a long time ago. We were on the moon in the 60s. Since then, yeah, I don't know. We're probing Mars, but not even a real probe. It's not like we're not even touching it. You know, we're just like, we sent something up there, and it's our own version of the Roomba vacuum cleaner to clean the surface of Mars and pick up a few rocks, that kind of thing. We haven't done much space exploration, really. As a matter of fact, when we sent astronauts to the moon, they didn't do much. The one thing they did was they played golf. That's right. They came down out of the little capsule, and they with a golf club and a flag. They were playing miniature golf is what they did. They put the flag, it was an American flag, they stuck it into the moon and say, we claim this for the Queen of Italy or something. And then they took out the golf club and a golf ball and they putted it into the little hole where the flag was. They played golf on the moon, and then they got back into the capsule and left the moon. Well, didn't they have like a moon buggy? Yes, that's like a golf cart. That's all that was. A golf cart, a golf club, a ball, and a flag. They're playing freaking golf on the moon, and then they got back in and went home. Oh, man. They stopped off for drinks at the clubhouse, but beyond that, why am I yelling at you? I thought by now we would have a couple of things on Mars, at least by now, certainly on the moon. That would be a CVS and a Starbucks. I mean, by now, and of course, where there's a CVS on the other side of the moon, there'd be a Walgreens. You know that. You know how that works. You know how that works. It's like Walmart. You know, you go to a Walmart in any city in this country, and when you're inside the Walmart, you don't know where you are because they all look the same. They're all the Walmart. It's similar. Are we in the Walmart on the moon or on Mars? I don't know. They look the same from the inside. Have you noticed that the screen behind me is lit up in green because it's Earth Day? No, it's not actually. It's around the holiday season that we're taping this, and that's green. There's also red in the room, but you can't see it, just to clarify. Now, this is for environmental purposes. This means that we care about the environment. We won't do crap about it, but we'll light it up in green. All right. How you doing? How you feeling, huh? Is this holiday season overwhelming you? If you're watching this in December, if this is like Easter, how about that Easter bunny, huh? I don't know when you're watching this. You know, I'm getting a little bit older. I'm older than I was last week when I did this show. I'm about a week older, and I'm starting to feel it. I have started putting together a bucket list. Actually, the first letter of the word bucket I've changed to an F, but still, it's a list of things. Most people make up a bucket list of things that they'd love to do while they're in their lives. Some people say they want to go skydiving, they want to go bungee jumping, they want to climb Mount Everest. I don't think they realize that once you're up there, you have to come back down. They don't pick you up on the tram. But those are some bucket list things. My bucket list is what I call the floundering bucket list, again, with an F instead of the B. These are things that I never want to do in my life. The list is incredibly long. It's more than a bucket. It is more like a container. It's more like an actual trash bin. These are things I will never do in my life, and a lot of them involve people. It's unbelievable. filling that list up incredibly fast as well. People check off on the bucket list the things that they wanted to do. I don't even have a pen near my bucket because I ain't checking anything off, basically. I believe that there's a winter recess coming up for schools. What the hell is that? Let me tell you something. Not only did I walk 27 miles to school every day and then back when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I'm so old, there weren't even any sidewalks. I walked to school. I didn't take no freaking bus. My mother didn't drive me to the school. I walked, and I walked far. I had to pack not only a lunch, but overnight bag. It was a long walk. And we didn't have holidays. What was that? We had Thanksgiving off. We had Christmas off. Easter wasn't a big deal because that was always on a Sunday. The rest of the holidays were pretty much in the summer, so didn't have to worry about that. I think there was Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday, the only two presidents that anybody ever remembered. They had days off. There were Mondays and stuff, but I don't remember if the schools were closed or not, or they just discussed it in class. But that was it. Now, kids in school, I mean, they have fall recess. I think that's 2 days after school opens, after Labor Day. They have winter recess for a week to 10 days. They have spring break, midterm break, coffee break. I don't feel like going to school week. I mean, they're out of school more than they are in. President's Day. I mean, I don't mind honoring people, but do we have to not go to school or get our mail? I mean, come on, man. Our society is starting to go in the wrong direction. There was a study done recently by the American Board of something people, and they took surveys, and some businesses were actually doing 4-day work weeks with 3-day weekends. And they started interviewing the workers to see if they were more efficient, and almost all of them said, yeah, we're more efficient with 4 days. Yeah, that would be my answer too. I mean, I like working 5-6 days a week. Of course they said they liked the 4-day thing, but the employers, actually, a lot of them said it was better because the workers seemed to get more done. I don't understand how that's possible. But if we're going to go to a 4-day weekend, then I'm just going to throw up my hands and say, all right, I give up. I just give up. How freaking lazy do you want to be? Also, hey, I worked for 5 days a week. You freaking kids, you're going to do the same thing. Why should you get off easy? Come on. Too many holidays. Too many holidays. And you know why? It's because schools, I'm going to be honest with you, because that's what I do. Schools, are you over here? Where are you? Oh, okay. Schools are glorified babysitters. All right, I said it. And you know, a lot of parents feel the same way I do. My kids aren't in school anymore, but if they were, I don't think I would have said that. Schools are built-in public babysitters, and I've got to tell you, that serves a purpose. How else are parents supposed to have a job and work? I mean, come on. The school day should be 9 to 5. All right, there I said it. 9 to 5. To coordinate and synchronize with the work hours of the adults so that they can earn a living to raise the very kids that should be getting the free babysitting services. And if you ask a teacher, what do you think about educating the children of today? Teachers will basically say, why, we're nothing but public babysitters. And while we have the children in our babysitting classroom, we might as well teach them some stuff. That seems to be how that works. Is there anything wrong with that? No. But stop calling them teachers. Call them teachers/babysitters, because that's what they are. You're providing a service. You send your kids to school. Many of the kids have breakfast in school. They actually have breakfast for some kids. They all eat lunch there. Why not give them dinner and a midnight snack? I mean, seriously. And you say, who can raise my kids better than I can? And the answer is the schools. The schools. Schools teach all the wrong things. I haven't been to school in a long time. Quite obviously, look at the size of me. But at the same time, I don't think they teach the right things. I don't know. Maybe they do now. Maybe I just don't know. But I'll tell you what I think is lacking in schools, and that's life skills. Yeah, life skills. How to have a life. What's a mortgage? What are compounded interest rates? How do you figure a mortgage rate? 30-year mortgage. How do you figure percentages of decimals? How are you earning 0.35 cents on your checking account? How do you figure that out? How do you know these things? You don't. Your parents have to tell you. And you know what? The parents don't know. How do you pay your bills? How do you pay your taxes? Teach them these skills. How do you figure those things out? You know what they taught me in school? Algebra and calculus and geometry. I don't think I've used it ever. Math, yes. They taught me percentages. Yeah, I was good. And the only way I needed to know a percentage was I didn't know how much to tip the server at the restaurant. Other than that, man, a lot of that stuff just not really needed. Life skills, I need those. I think they should teach more of that in school. What are young adults going to encounter when they leave? What kind of skills are you going to need? How do you budget for your lives, for paying bills? How do you budget that stuff? What do I need to do? I think it's important. And that's my judgment on schools. And in order to back me up over here, I have members of the school committee. Come on in, guys and girls. Come on in. Take a seat. No, I'm kidding. I don't have them here. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Things are weird all over the place. I don't know. I am concerned about, we don't call it global warming anymore, we call it climate change. Because global warming meant in the winter, stupid people thought that, this isn't global warming, it's freezing outside. What are you talking about? I knew this was crazy. That's what the stupid people said. So we had to change it for them from global warming, which it actually is. The temperatures on the globe are higher every year. And when the polar ice caps and those polar places start melting, that's a problem. But we call it climate change because it's that too, and that's a little bit more generic to the point where the stupid people can understand that. If you listen to your news or your weather reports, every single year we're breaking records for the hottest day, the coldest day, the stupidest day, all that stuff. Every single year we're breaking records. Now, Ron, we've broken records before. Yes, that's the problem. We're breaking them again. It's not good to break records. Unless you're, doing the 100-yard dash or something. Other than that, not a good idea. Not a good idea. By the way, I haven't been to the gym since the COVID thing ended, if indeed it has. I didn't go to the gym a lot before. I had a gym membership with that purple place, Purple Planet, whatever you call it. I had a gym membership. I think the only reason that I ever joined the gym was they had a little container of free pens on the counter when you walked in. I found that to be a plus. Beyond that, not much. I would always sign up because they had these incredible deals like just pay $1 a day, or no, $1 to enroll, and then like $5 a month. I think it was. I have no idea. And I thought, okay, whatever. And then I never went to the gym because I found out that in order to excruciatingly exercise myself, I had to actually leave my home and actually do it on purpose. And I figured that's not me. That's not me. So I didn't like going to the gym and watching other people sweat. Not exactly a hobby of mine. Oh, let me go to the gym. I want to watch people sweat a lot. No, not for me. And some of these people strut around like they're so freaking, I almost said the other word, so freaking much in shape. I just found that to be insulting. It's just insulting is what it was. So I would always try to get out of my gym membership, and you never could. It was easier to sell my timeshare than it was to get out of my gym membership. In order to get out of the gym membership, I had to give them my firstborn, of which I had no problem. But yeah, I just can't be amongst those people because we have different body types. The type of body they have is good. The type of body I have is not good. So different body types. And they always tell me, well, drink a lot of water, Ron. And I don't really like water that much. It's tasty. Whenever I buy a bottle of spring water, I'm always amazed because I always have this picture of some overweight guy naked sitting in his bathtub, filling up plastic containers of water and then slapping a spring water label on it. I don't know if that makes it entirely tasty, but it's one of the reasons why I don't go to the gym, because that image kind of transfers over to that. So it doesn't work for me. I think it was like 3-4 years ago. It was before the pandemic. I went to Vermont? No, it was Maine. I went to Maine. I don't know if it's Vermont or Maine. I don't know where the hell I am. Poland Springs. I think it was Maine. Poland Springs was like a mile away. Big sign, Poland Springs, and yeah, it was well protected. I mean, I don't know what they were minting there, gold or something, but it was a big Poland Springs place. And I thought, oh my God, let's buy a couple of cases of Poland Spring water. It must be like really cheap, like maybe 10 cents a carton, because they make it. The spring is like right there. They had a Hannaford's that was about a mile away from the big Poland Springs facility. And I went into the Hannaford's with my wife, and I'll only go in there with her as protection. And we went in there, and we looked at the shelf. The Poland Spring water was like twice as much as it is in the supermarkets here. And I thought, well, I don't understand that at all. Let's see, Poland Springs, a mile away is a Hannaford supermarket. Shipping costs got to be pretty low. Yet in Massachusetts, it's like 3 times as much for a Poland Springs water. So what? This doesn't make any sense at all. But neither does this show, so I guess we're even here. I do this show every single weekday, unless it's Christmas or one of those big holidays I was referring to earlier. You can join me every single day for a brand new show. We have over 2,200 of them, over 2,200 episodes. So binge listening is like till the day you die, pretty much. You can go to newenglandbroadcasting.com. That's newenglandbroadcasting.com. Or my name, ronvandamme.com. Or you can go to any of those platforms, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, all those things, man. There's just tons of those. Spotify, Cropfy, Lotfi, Shopify, all those, they're all over. Also on syndicated radio stations across the country. So, I don't know what to tell you. I think I'm going to go now. There's only so long I can do this. I think there's only so long you can watch this. All right, I'm going to play the closing theme music, and everybody's going to be happy, right? Bye. I wish you peace.